Hi everyone, welcome to this week weekly market update. So what happened last Friday? As we can see that from here, down rally more than 300 points on Friday as tech shares bounce. So it's actually cutting the loss for the weeks. As we know that for last week, it started off not a really good week. It actually came down, but Friday, we can say that it's a ticket bounce, or we can say that because tech shares actually bounce up due to the COVID cases increases. It's just to new high as you can see. So, but ultimately, right, as you can see that from here, the sell-off stabilized a bit over the last few days, but there's no real sign of strength after all. Correct or not? So, if you take last Friday closing as a bullish, I mean back to the bull trend, right? I don't think so. So, I think that it just because usually Friday people will try to short seller will try to close off their position because they don't want to bring over the weekends. Worries a lot of things happen over the weekend. So usually Friday market will tend to be at the green side. So I don't think this rebound is a so-called a bull kickoff. I still remain kind of bearish at this point of time as I chart on my Dow Jones index previously. So I will show more on the chart itself. So take note. Things to take note is because there's a lot of uncertainty around this kind of similars for the COVID as well lah. So this is one of the reason. Next, as I mentioned, so COVID cases is updated on the day itself, jumped to 45,000 on single day, so top up to 7 millions. So this is the uncertainty in the market right now. I know that there's many news on the vaccine itself as well. As you can see that there are 4 vaccine right now at the last stage. Actually, the last candidate who joined in is Johnson & Johnson, J&J. And one good thing on Johnson & Johnson, the vaccine, right, entered the phase 3 is that they actually use more candidate to test run on this. Their trial size they enroll up to 60,000. So if let's say out of this 60,000 it show good positive sign, then it actually give the market certainty that COVID there's hope on the COVID itself. But up to now it's all on the trial testing at the moment. All right, so uh, don't be too bullish at the point of time, and things actually hike up on this kind of cases is because due to this kind of thing as well. All right, he's going to reopen his restaurant, business at full capacity without restrictions. I don't know how bad will it be, or is it a bold move over here? So it's all subjected to whether the COVID cases will spike up again, or whether the vaccine will come before the spike up once again. All right, so this coming week, things to take note. Coming week, things to take note is actually as we come to the first week of the month again. So usually the first week of the month, heavy data such as unemployment rate, initial jobless claim, non-farm payroll, and take note that Thursday is actually starting on Thursday is a market holiday for China's side due to Mid-Autumn Festival. So Thursday, Friday, I think market for the China side is closed lah. So it's just basically, I mean, right now we are comparing on China and US, the big heavy market, right? So this is the two market that I'm always focused in. All right, and however, even though that we know this is a heavy data market, I mean economy data for this coming week, but the most important thing, right, is actually this thing. All right, is actually this Trump and Biden's. All right, they are going to face their first president's debates. Okay, coming this Tuesday. So basically, the debate itself on this Tuesday is actually it's a 90-minute debate focused on 6 topics. So the 6 topic is actually over here. All right, so they will talk about the Supreme Court, COVID-19, economy, the race, violence, all this and that lah. All right, so market will be watching out on this, what they talk about. Usually president elections, debates, polling sessions, right, is causing the market very volatile because a lot of promises will be coming up. Market will see how confident are them, and what is the, there's a prediction who will be more biased at this point of time, right? Actually more biased on the Biden will be the elected president in this November. So we will see on this Tuesday. So due to this market is very uncertainty at this point of time, right? And we know that we are actually at the Dow trend when you look at the Dow Jones on most of the main index. So therefore, I will stay at the sideline for a clearer picture at this point. At this point of time, lah. Doesn't mean I don't want to enter, but why should I take myself at the risk, right? So I will just put myself at the sideline first. Okay, next. Let's look into the chart right now. So for the chart, right, we can see that Friday, this is a weekly chart for Dow Jones Index. Right? I showed this charting I shared in my Facebook page as well. If you didn't manage to read all the things that I wrote, you can just go there, click on the picture and find out. So last Friday, Dow Jones actually closed on the first support line, which I dropped 27,000 around here, 27,000. So right now, this second value is where I'm looking in during this all the way through the November itself. So I'm still bearish on the market itself. I still believe it will come down and it will hovering around here until a more clearer picture on the president who will be elected and what happened to the vaccine. All right, like I mentioned, so the risk ahead, COVID-19 cases increase. All right, true enough, it increased. Am I right to say vaccine is not yet before the cases increase before it spike up. So I will see a further dip at this point of time. So Friday closing, I don't think it's good unless this turned green last Friday. Unfortunately, it didn't. All right, so I'm still quite at the downside for the Dow Jones Index. Next thing, Hang Seng Index. All right, so I will try to cover a little bit of Asia as well today. For Hang Seng Index, right, previously, this is the money chart. So let's look at the daily chart. We can see, yes, it came down. All right, on the weekly chart, okay, it broke the internal trend, the uptrend. All right, the major is downtrend. All right, there's internal uptrend, but it broke down and one red bearish candle. All right, so what is this line, this purple line? As you can see here, right, this purple line is actually a chart from a money chart. I use a 200-day moving average, and then I see that it will actually first touch this 200-day. Let's see where it hit or not. All right, I think I shared this chart. Let me see, when did I share? I think 1 week ago, before that, in my video. So of course, if you are plotting on the daily chart, it don't happen over the night, like I'm trying to say. If you are using a longer time frame, right, it takes, like, this is 1 month candle. All right, it takes 2 to 3 candles to fulfill or to hit, right? So don't expect it come down straight like roller coaster all the way come down. Right, it takes some time to hit. So I'm looking, it break the 24,000. I'm looking to hit the next support at 22,000 for Hang Seng Index. All right, so I'm kind of the bearish at it, on Hang Seng Index as well. Next, let's look at Singapore local market. All right, STI, like I mentioned, you see, this is what I chart, right? So after I chart, I review back. So I see that this is the descending triangle and it broke down. All right, this is on a weekly chart. So it broke and closed below 25,000. 25,000 is always the, like, a inflection point to us lah. So inflection point means it's like a big turning over here. So 25,000, once it break down, all right, correct, it break down, even though there's a pullback Friday, but Friday usually, but it didn't close green after all. So the first support I'm looking at is around 24,000. Right, it's around 24,000 whole figure. All right, followed by 22,000. Then we'll see how it goes. I think I showed in my Facebook page on the chart more clear picture. You can go and take a look. There's some wording over here as well. Okay, we are looking to head down to 24 followed by 23. All right, so this is on the STI index. Couple of shares that I found quite interesting. So a lot of people is talking on it as well. So first, I will go into this thing called Intel. All right, Intel. So as we know, what happened to Intel? So there's a huge drop over here. Correct? There's a huge drop, right? Intel, people like technology stock, right? Usually at this COVID seasons. So one big drop, this is due to some reason, all right? And then right now it's forming a base here. So people are very itchy lah, they fear of missing out FOMO. So what caused Intel to have this drop? I written here, all right? So on June 22nd, the huge gap just now I showed, right? It suffer, no, so sorry. On 22nd June, right? 22nd June, on 22nd June is somewhere here. All right, here is where Apple say that they are not going to use Intel anymore. All right, so their customer Apple is going to move on to produce their own chip for their MacBook. So Intel lose their first customer, first of all, right? Second, on the huge big drop is because Intel expect a 6 month delay in the 7 nanometer chip. So at this point of time, if let's say you can't produce the products, your chip is being delayed, so that your competitor AMD or Nvidia all will actually gain the market shares after all. That's why AMD actually surged when Intel dropped. Alright, so this is what happened during the big gap, but right now people is looking at it, fear of missing out, right? So they might want to enter at this point of time. But after all, right, yes, it's good. I mean, it's right now Intel is cheap. After all, we should not forget this big company. All right, it won't die because of this delay. all right, it won't straight away go to turn to zero. But if let's say you are looking at the chart itself, right, this is the money chart, all right, uptrend intact, so we are waiting for some pullback. So this is the zone that I'm looking at. So let's see, if you are really hand itchy, you fear of missing out, you can try to nimble a bit on Intel. But take note, if let's say you break below this consolidations, right, this mini consolidation, if you break below, right, please cut, all right, please cut, just cut, otherwise you will continue to drop, all right, please cut. So next thing, this circuit which I mentioned, right, do not enter as this zone, all right, do not enter at this zone, because this zone, right, once it break down, right, people will say, hey, it break down already. So you might actually go to the next support level, correct? Or it might actually pull back a fake breakdown. So this zone is not really a demand zone. So I'm looking at my first demand zone is around this point. All right, it's between 38 to 42. If it touches this point, right, yes, I might nimble a bit for long term. Why not? Short term is also good entry point over here. All right, of course, entry signal will be provided in my Telegram lah. All right, otherwise you can monitor and watch out for yourself. Okay, so this Intel at this point of time, if you want to take the risk, yes, risk reward is there. People usually when you are doing trading, they believe covering the gap, right? So this is what I'm looking at. But if let's say you're more re-averse, you think that the whole market is downtrend, there's a lot of uncertainty whether Trump is going to stop do any funny thing, so you might just stay aside. Okay, so this is on Intel. I'll be sharing the chart in my Facebook page. Not to worry, you can refer from there. Next thing, Carnival. Yes, Carnival. A lot of people is looking at Carnival as well. So previously, I mentioned in my Facebook page, I say do not enter Carnival because of a couple of reasons stated here, shared in my Facebook page as well. But last Friday, what happened? Carnival Corp it said that it will resume. All right, it announced that new itinerary for the Costa Cruise. All right, this is like promising, whether deliver or not is another question. Second thing, Buckley analysts came out and say that cruise stocks is right now at the inflection point. All right, what is inflection point? Inflection point means there's a change in like a fundamental. Means right now, cruise we know that is all downtrend, right? Because of COVID, but not even COVID lah. You can see that COVID started here, but previously cruise has been downtrend for Carnival, especially starting from 2018, right? So it has been downtrend all the way, and then it spiked down due to COVID, and right now this is just recovery. So inflection point is just like it think that the fundamental will change. All right, the business will turn better. So it give a call saying that it might be a good best risk reward to enter into the leisure stock industry today. All right, but take note, this is analyst given report. All right, analyst given report always got two things. One, they want to give good review, good report, change to overweight in the counter so that you will go in. Retailer will rely on the report and go in. Once you go into it, yes, why? They want to sell it to you. Correct? Not? That's why they need to give positive news, right? Otherwise, who did they sell? They are holding tons of shares. Who will they sell to? It's retailer, right? So you have to do your own due diligence when you want to go in. All right, but I will stay aside. Why I stay aside even with this bullish report? Because first, coming this Tuesday, all right, there's an earning report. Earning report 29 or 30 if I'm not wrong. I think it's Tuesday. All right, it's on the Tuesday. There's an earning report on the Tuesday. Can you see 29? All right, so previously it mentions that Carnival mentions that they actually have a net loss of nearly 3 billion in this third quarter. So with this bad earning report, with CDC is not going to leave their no sales order, I think highly chance that this good update, right, this good review from Buckley analyst, right, might not sustain. All right, it might actually came down again. So I will stay aside. Don't try to buy cheap lah. If the company is not doing good, cheap also no use. All right, stay aside. Next thing, Walmart. If you really hand is so damn itchy and you really want to enter into the market, right, you can try on Walmart. Walmart, we know what's the big news? TikTok, correct? Not? TikTok. So this Tuesday, not sure what will Trump do on TikTok. So right now, for Walmart, it actually break out all-time high. Previously, it broke out, right? It broke out, and then right now it pull back to where is the all-time high. So we here becomes support and resistance. So one, if you fear of missing out from the market, you can long. All right, but if you broke below, please cut. This is all about trading, right? But if you are more re-averse, you can wait for the pullback, come into the demand zone, and then you go again. All right, and then your cut is more supported. Correct? So this is subjective to individual. All right, Walmart stand a higher chance, a better risk reward lah. That's why I feel that. Okay, if you are so hand itchy. Otherwise, stay side like me for a clearer picture. All right. Next thing, next thing is on US dollar. All right. I hardly cover forex currency, but US dollar something interesting. Why? Because previously I talked about USD Canadian. All right, I share like an education page, in my Facebook page as an education video. I share that USD Canadian will spike higher, right? And where is USD Canadian? This is a review of my trade. So you see, USD Canadian. Remember I said it all the way and it broke up. You can go see back on my Facebook page if you have been following. So you see that it broke out. All right, I long. All right, it touches my take profit 1.38. All right, share my Telegram as well. So and then I took my profit. Right? I took my profit. Why? Ultimately, right, guys, you all must know that US dollar is facing a collapse. Why collapse? We all know a lot of reason why collapse. Because if infinite QE, keep printing money, correct? Interest remain low interest rate. So ultimately, right, to me, USD is at the bear side. So if USD is at the bear side, I have chanced this opportunity to make this money, right? Why not I just take? Correct? And someone is hit at the resistance level lah, so called a mini resistor level. So if let's say you have the leg to go up, right, this is what I'm looking at. Otherwise, I don't think it will bounce all the way up again. Correct? So this is my own personal view, right? It's all for education purpose, like I say. So this is what I'm looking at. So for US dollar, we can see that it's a dead cat bounce, all right? So it bounced for last week. So right now I'm looking at this, all right? I use a Fibonacci level on the weekly, all right? So I use a Fibo. So it reaches the 23%. I see there might be a huge potential to bounce up to 38.2%, and then where is a support level turn resistant, and then it will just come down again. All right. So ultimately, to me, USD is at the bear side. So this is what I'm looking. All right. So that's all for this week's sharing. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If yes, please share and like. Then I will see you guys next week again. Thank you very much. Bye bye.